Welcome back, guys. It's the Entrepreneur. And today, I want to talk about something that's a little personal, but hopefully, my experience can help you in some type of way. You can gain some value from it. When you're building something, you are going through a lot of emotions, a lot of ups and downs. And I've talked about dealing with your emotions and how to before, but you have to learn how to separate yourself. If you want to go above and beyond, if you want to be something greater, to reinvent yourself, add more skills, and work hard towards any goal that you're trying to accomplish, whether that's just, leading a team, building a business, hiring, uh, trying to run a marathon, trying to gain muscle, trying to uh, focus on your diet and lose weight, to get the job you want, to really master the skill you want to. You have to separate yourself. And although there might be people who are around you and they all might be striving towards the same thing as you, because as humans, we're very social creatures, so we unintentionally seek out people who are like us and people who we can relate to. But they don't want it as bad as you do. They're not working as hard as you do. They're not striving and straining and sacrificing as much as you are. And you have to realize that. And in order to elevate yourself, in order to go above and beyond to complete these goals, you have to separate yourself from these people. See, your path, whatever it may be, it's a lonely path. The path of leadership is a very lonely path. It's not one where you and your buddies can come along and you can take people who you grew up with along. No, because chances are they don't want it bad as you do. And chances are that they have or still have traits that don't fit along this journey. Because when you go along this journey, you're going to have to lose a lot of dead weight. And that dead weight might be bad habits you picked up. That dead weight might be the things that you used to do. The dead weight can come in many different forms, but you're going to have to lose it. In order to become the leader that you want to be, to accomplish the goals that you want to, you have to lose the dead weight. And sometimes it can be people. Most times it's going to be people. Most times it's going to be the old things that you used to do, your old habits, the things that you used to enjoy. But this is hard. This is hard because, humans are very emotional and we form attachments, not just to things, but to people. I once had a friend when I was starting my business, my second one in 2018. I had a friend, met him, and I met him through a person actually, and we became very close. He was also an entrepreneur, so I thought we were striving towards the same thing. Even though we weren't in the same sector, we weren't doing the same thing exactly. We were both striving, had similar goals. We had, very similar goals, and or I thought that we both wanted these goals just as bad. And sometimes you're going to be around people, or I was around this person, and I thought that he had my back. I thought that he wanted me to win just as much as I wanted him to win. Because when you're around somebody a lot, I mean, we were really becoming close. Anytime I had free time, we'd hang out, and we'll do things together, bounce ideas off together, give each other business advice. But you see, he didn't really want it. He didn't really want it as much as I do. You have some people who will talk and who will wear your uniform. If you're a coder, they're going to wear the coder's uniform, you know. If you are a athlete, if you're a basketball player, they'll wear the basketball player uniform, you know. If you are an entrepreneur, in my case, They're going to wear the entrepreneur uniform. But see, here's the thing about entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship takes a lot. It's like a selfish girlfriend, you know? It asks for a lot. And it gives very little, but when it does give, it's big. So the more and more I went on my journey, the deeper I went, the more sacrifices had to be made. And while I'm making these sacrifices, I sensed the tone within him, you know, this vibe that I caught from him. And it was a vibe of competition, like we were competing, but we weren't competing. We're friends and we're not even in the same industry, you know? We're not even doing the same thing. I mean, we're both entrepreneurs and we're building businesses, but what you're doing and what I'm doing is different. But it was like we were very competitive. Or he was competitive. He was competing with me and I felt it. I felt it. Like, I felt this competitive vibe from him. I didn't know where it came from, but it's like he had to prove himself. Well, when you speak, when you talk about your goals, when you talk about what you're accomplishing, you need to look around, especially when you're around your so-called quote-unquote friends. I already talked about how you have no friends and how you shouldn't, and this is why. This is the experience that I have learned why you shouldn't have any friends, because people will camouflage themselves like they want you to win. But when you do, or even when you are talking about your goals, watch for the people who don't clap for you. Watch for the people who don't congratulate for you. Or when they congratulate you, watch what they say. Watch their mood. Watch the feeling and the vibe you get from them. Is it really congratulatory, or is it this sting, this hatred, this undertone of jealousy, of envy? Watch it, because most people, most of your friends that you are around right now, they don't want to see you win. They don't want to see you win. I'm telling you, because when you win, when you strive, when they see the hunger that's in you, they have to look at themselves critically. When they see you striving and sacrificing and going after your goals, they have to do whatever they can to stop you, because they have to look at themselves critically, because they're not making the same sacrifices for their goals. They're probably not working as hard as you. They probably really don't want it as bad as you. And I noticed this. I noticed this especially when I told you guys before I took a $40,000 loss. I told you like it was hard on me, and I noticed when I took that loss that things began to change, because I really saw like, whoa, you know, you would think that people will be there to uh, help you, to give you advice, but it's like he was doing everything he can to see me stay down, to not get back up. He thought I was going to give up. He thought I was going to quit. He thought that, hey, this is it. He's going to pack it up because, I mean, this guy, he has nothing left. And most people probably would, but not me. Because I want this. This is my life. There's no other option for me, you know? I practice a technique that the Romans used to do. Burn the boats. A burnt or scorch earth policy. Like, there's nothing to go back to. I don't focus on plan Bs because that just distracts me from plan A. So when I focus on something and I do it, I give it 100%. And if it don't work, I try to make it work. And sometimes, you know, things don't work out and you need to quit, but I throw 100% into everything that I do. 200%, 300%. And he thought I was going to give up. And ever since then, I noticed that he'd been trying to do everything he can to sabotage me. You know, giving me bad advice, talking behind my back to other people in our entrepreneurial group that we had, that we know. And I noticed that even though I want him to win, and even though I would try to do whatever I can for him to win, he doesn't want me to win. So I have to separate myself from him and these people. I have to separate myself. If I want to become better, I have to separate myself. You see, because me, I really want it. Me, I really want it. Me, it's not even just a want. It's a desperation. I'm desperate for this. I have to do this. I have to win. There's no other. Losing is not an option. If I lose and someone else is I'm taking this whole thing down with me. It's all or nothing, you know? So when I'm reading rather 80 books a year, some people they're not reading that much. When I'm working 16 hours a day, some people they're not doing that. When I'm up at night researching, some people they're not doing that. When I'm sacrificing, giving up my time, my energy, my effort, when I'm sacrificing things that I can't do, my standard of living, just to take that money and put it back into my business. A lot of people they're not doing that. They're not going to go without certain things. See, most of the people around you, they want to live like they're successful, but they don't want to they don't want to, sacrifice. They don't want real success. Real success is very, very ugly. It is very ugly. And it's a process. And a lot of people, they cannot withstand the process. They want to look successful. They want to drive the nice cars. They want the praise. They want everyone to, you know, praise them and see them doing well and see them, in a nice car and a nice house and, doing things like that. But they don't actually want to sacrifice and they don't actually want to work hard. Millennials have this hatred towards working hard. They think it's stupid. No, there's nothing stupid about working hard. Every person who has become successful has worked extremely hard, okay? Yeah, you gotta be smart, but you have to still work hard. There's no way of getting around it. You don't build great things by a mediocre work ethic. It just doesn't happen. And there's a sacrifice there because it's a lot you have to sacrifice in order to build great things. But the people around you, they don't want to do it. They want to look like it, but they don't want to do it. They want to look smart. They want to look like they know it, like they know what they're doing. They want to read a couple books and now they're going around giving people advice. That's our problem. We have a bunch of people who they read a couple books. They read these bullshit ass books like 4 Hour Work Week and Think and Grow Rich and bullshit like that. And now they think that they can go around giving people advice. They never built a company successfully. They haven't had any wins, but yet they can tell you how to win. This is why you have to separate. Not just from your friends, not just from your family, but even social media. Even with social media, you cannot listen to a lot of people on here, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, because a lot of people are not living the life that they say they are. And a lot of people do not know as much as they think they do. Again, let me say it. They don't know as much as they think they do. They read a couple books and they read these bullshit ass philosophies. They listen to these bullshit ass videos on YouTube. People spouting misinformation. And they think they know, but they don't. Because they're not in the field. They're not making sacrifices. They're not working. They're not researching. They're not learning. Okay? They don't know how to even manage people. They don't know how to even be real leaders. They don't know anything about leadership, anything about entrepreneur, anything about just persuading people, managing a budget, managing a business, operating a business, increasing sales, marketing, accounting, managing a bottom line, revenue, operation costs, sales. They don't know anything about any of that, okay? They don't really know what it takes because then they themselves, they don't have what it takes. In order to elevate, in order to be great, you must separate. This is not a if. This is not a something that you can negotiate. This is not a ultimatum. This is a requirement. This is a must. It's a lonely road. Do you still want to travel it? Do you still want to go down that journey? It's the Gutsy Entrepreneur. Like, share, subscribe, but please stay vigilant.